I'm a lyrical assassin, check the passion. Yeah, I do smoke, but I don't put the hash in. The fire that I bring turns a mic booth into a ring. I ain't pulling punches, here we go. The venom that I'm sending ain't gonna relieve your tension. You can't chill to this shit, I might need an intervention. Cause I ain't ready to leave, it's a disease I believe. I will achieve my dreams by any means. I'm a fiend for this music and I use it like a bitch, I abuse it. If you ain't heard me before and you're saying, who this? Well, I'm an old fat white guy, I ain't ready to die. Ain't ready to give up, ain't ready to say bye bye. So you better listen, turn off the television. It's just a system twisting your brain into submission. Instead turn up the volume and start to consume deeper, darker version of humanity's doom. Fuel in the furnace, burn it. Only God can judge me, verdict. Gotta work harder, gotta work smarter, avoiding disaster until I earn it. Fuel in the furnace, burn it. Only God can judge me, verdict. Gotta work harder, gotta work smarter, avoiding disaster until I earn it. My last album didn't go well, so I prayed to God, and he had a look around and he found me a job. It was working for his son, no, not that one. The other one you've heard of, yep, Satan. I keep the furnace burning in the fires of hell. Where do you think your dreams go? Where you give up and fail? Last hope, shattered dreams, the prayers you never mean are all the fuel I need to keep the fires heat. And I shovel, wiping sweat from my face. It's the only break I get from fueling the furnace to the end of the day where I'll go home and rest. And as I lay in my bed, these lyrics manifest in my mind and align on the paper into rhymes. And the crime is to take credit where the source is divine. But God won't mind, I'm sure. God won't ignore the sweat that I pour, payment left on the floor. Fuel in the furnace, burn it. Only God can judge me, verdict. Gotta work harder, gotta work smarter, avoiding disaster until I earn it. Fuel in the furnace, burn it. Only God can judge me, verdict. Gotta work harder, gotta work smarter, avoiding disaster until I earn it. I'm dedicated to my lyrics and I hope that you feel it like a truth you already know, that you remember when you hear it. Steering your mind to wake up over time. Experienced ignored is a divine hate crime. Repeating the cycle again and again. It's vital to move past the preconceived ideas of men. Open up your third eye, align your chakras, switch on your street smarts, whatever you call it. Observe the system, cause with knowledge comes power. Show me what you got. Do you want to be a slave to the system or not? Do you want the rich to get richer and dictate the terms to our existence? Should we listen? Just let it burn. Stand up, rise up, shout out. It's about not bowing to oppression. The lesson is doubt. Just cause they say you have to play the cards you were dealt doesn't mean I have to play the game that they sell. Fuel in the furnace, burn it. Only God can judge me, verdict. Gotta work harder, gotta work smarter, avoiding disaster until I earn it. Consumerism and consumption is a tale as old as time, and the beauty of it all kinda blows my mind. We're more than beasts and they prey on our base desires, making us buyers and liars, and we're hired until we're fired or retired. But the machine keeps on moving. But one particular component that I think needs improvement is how we consume junk food, not only physically but mentally. We binge on shit daily, do you see? The thing is, if you're overweight, judgment is instant. But if someone lacks the knowledge of our social systems, or they think the earth is flat and keep trying to prove it, it's not so obvious they need self-improvement. So the motivation to grow and broaden your horizons is a more subtle thing, and to seek enlightenment in this day and age isn't encouraging the masses, because the smart sheep won't be shared by its masters. Junk food eroding my mood to improve, but mental junk food affects my attitude. I go to the gym but won't read a book. I need to feed my mind, I need to learn to cook. Junk food eroding my mood to improve, but mental junk food affects my attitude. I go to the gym but won't read a book. I need to feed my mind, I need to learn to cook. We're pushed aesthetic beauty, but what do you picture when you envision a scientist giving a lecture? Intellect on its own is not considered sexy, so when we look to better ourselves, it can get messy, because most people would choose rock hard apps over a greater understanding of safe further math, because one is more suited to attracting a mate. And passing on our genes is life's mandate. It's food for thought, like how do we get our information through our phone or computer or a TV station? With something erodes on our already held beliefs. We don't fact check and try to look what's underneath. In the palm of my hand is all of human knowledge, but we'd rather look at memes as true, let's be honest. Feeding your soul and growing your mind is something not encouraged, because a mushroom not kept in the dark and fed on shit is worthless. Junk food eroding my mood to improve, but mental junk food affects my attitude. I go to the gym but won't read a book. I need to feed my mind, I need to learn to cook. Junk food eroding my mood to improve, but mental junk food affects my attitude. I go to the gym but won't read a book. I need to feed my mind, I need to learn to cook. Consumerism is slowly eroding the will of consumers by pushing products we don't need until it consumes us. So we need another TV, a new car, a new phone. McDonald's is better for us than cooking food at home. We're constantly bombarded by products that make us value our lives by what we put on Facebook. You can tell your friends about that impulse bar that defines me as a person, and without it I just die. People are aware that junk food is bad for you, and eating it all your life will mean your years are few. But if you consume mental junk food, it has a negative effect on your quality of life, and that's hard to predict. Your wits gets dull, ambition fails. Instead of setting sail across the sea of life, you become adrift without a paddle. But if you rock the boat, if you start to make waves, you'll soon find consumerism does little more than enslave. Shaped by evolution, a man's a particular thing, not fully described by human being. Women and men are a different blend of genes passed from the beginning to the end. Certain traits that accentuate what was needed to survive. These days are not desired when men live their lives. For countless generations, alpha males held station in their social circle, leading packs, tribes and nations. But what is an alpha? What defines a man? Who bred by evolution strives to dominate his clan. Strength of mind, strength of body, strength of will, and the skill to impose his rule on others, and that fails, he will kill. The animal kingdom, these alphas pass on their seed. It's why males fight and die to gain the right to breed. To pass on their genetic code. This desire is what drives humanity hurtling down the road. People are animals, we've got to be more. Men are animals, but to be a leader, our actions must be measured. If you only react, you're little more than a dog that needs a smack. People are animals, we've got to be more. Men are animals, but to be a leader, our actions must be measured. If you only react, you're little more than a dog that needs a smack. In recent history, these traits are no longer desirable. Aggression in all forms is deemed unnecessary and likable. So stand up, all men must change their composition. In a couple of generations, they must suppress their instincts, must become more instinct with an ever-changing world, where practical problems still need to be solved. But now solutions require more finesse than blunt force trauma aimed at the head. Okay, I joke, hasn't been that way for years, but in terms of passing on your genes is shorter than it appears. To change male behaviour, that is human nature. If you don't sign on to an almighty creator, it's gonna take time on a much larger scale. If you believe in Darwin's evolutionary tale, I'm not saying men have no control over their actions, I'm saying a responsive intellect is other than an instinctual reaction. People are animals, we've got to be more. Men are animals, but to be a leader, our actions must be measured. If you only react, you're little more than a dog that needs a smack. People are animals, we've got to be more. Men are animals, but to be a leader, our actions must be measured. If you only react, you're little more than a dog that needs a smack. Present day, a man must behave in a certain way. I'm not saying he shouldn't, but he's also a slave to money and consumerism, the never-ending system. And unless they're a billionaire, they don't think they're winning. People get angry and don't know where to assign blame. Man these days must suppress his rage. We're in an age where our oppressor isn't a person, it's a system. And you can't punch an ideology, especially when it's hidden. A lot of men I know crave justified violence. Imagine situations where they're practically invited to pummel another person, yet they're still in the right. That says to me they're angry with their life, fighting an instinct they don't fully comprehend. A cold spring wound up and ready to take revenge. We must take control and be responsible for our actions. We're not animals, but we're animals, and we must combat it. transcendence is my independence. I've led for this game and now I want vengeance. Who murder, track and attack, but I bend time and go way, way back. Seducer, producer, creep in his mind. Before he gave birth to the track that was divine, then possesses creation and twists to its limits. Good to evil, like to dark, now admits such potent, malicious, carnivorous intent. Now it's the power of an extinction event, but the thoughts won't relate, so he produces it with contempt. Can't reinvent while sent is too potent. Now when he comes to me with the track, don't need to murder it, I don't need to attack, cause me and this abomination are now the dream team that will turn into a nightmare, make you fucking scream. I'm able to whip out my cane and beat you, instrument of destruction, you can't refute. I'll take you and break you, I'm out mega dose, screaming up both sides, still out we roll. I'm able to whip out my cane and beat you, instrument of destruction, you can't refute. I'll take you and break you, I'm out mega dose, screaming up both sides, still out we roll. Gonna make it big, I ain't gonna get paid, but you must bear witness to the mics I've enslaved. Twisted to the will of the mentally ill, it's a thought to pay the bill to the devil with my skill. Shame I'm insane and play both sides against the middle, cause the original G give me fire and brimstone. I'm hungry, I'm burning, I'm yearning to turn these curses to verses like mercies to hearses. Collateral damage can't be managed when I spit. Ain't established, no, I'm apocalyptic event. Madder than a box of frogs times a million if they escaped and played Egypt's ecosystem. I don't create a verse, don't give birth to a track. Do the opposite is born death into combat. The Grim Reaper wanted to feature one of my songs, but I said we spend too much time together, move on. I'm able to whip out my cane and beat you, the instrument of destruction, you can't refute. I'll take you and break you, I'm out mega dose, screaming up both sides, still out we roll. I'm able to whip out my cane and beat you, the instrument of destruction, you can't refute. I'll take you and break you, I'm out mega dose, screaming up both sides, still out we roll. Trying to post this and man the roses go into mega drive, and I dive into Genesis, you can't resist. Staring into the abyss before the deep had a face looked upon the darkness. I was there, self-aware, the void was my lair. Form a perfect storm that got destroyed without a care, but you can't destroy nothingness, that's double negative. So I got competitive and fought to live. You can't import the important dawning of intent, or distort the formless without forging it again. Every beginning has an end, a road, a destination. If you're facing the truth, it's not a revelation that can end this journey. Don't start believing that this lonely world won't label me a demon. Shadows searching in the night, don't judge cause you can't comprehend my mind. I'm able to whip out my cane and beat you, instrument of destruction, you can't refute. I'll take you and break you, I'm out mega dose, screaming up both sides, still out we roll. I'm able to whip out my cane and beat you, instrument of destruction, you can't refute. I'll take you and break you, I'm out mega dose, screaming up both sides, still out we roll. Whip out my cane, take you and break you, I'm out mega dose. Whip out my cane, screaming up both sides, still out we roll. Whip out my cane, take you and break you, I'm out mega dose. Whip out my cane, screaming up both sides, come at me, bro. Animalistic, simplistic shit ain't gonna survive, not while I'm alive. Any chance, but look at my eyes, see a man, red like Reapers, look at me, better have to get in line. Animalistic, simplistic shit ain't gonna survive, not while I'm alive. Any chance, but look at my eyes, see a man, red like Reapers, look at me, better have to get in line. I can move on instinct, in sync with precision, making incision. Me and Linda fighting terrorism that you bore me. Should have hauled me for a job banger? Nah, you can't afford me. Anyway, animalistic, simplistic shit make me sick, make me wanna reach for a big slip my wrist. Put my blood into this, into music. PVE with a twist, you should talk. It's a two-set and a rocket crack. Suck on both, welcome back to rampant consumerism. Turn on the television, the rules, no, but you're in prison. It's a deep dark hole that you put yourself in. I'm a hero, villain, beginning or end, or am I just a guy telling you what's what? Either way, it makes some sick hip-hop. Animalistic, simplistic shit ain't gonna survive, not while I'm alive. Any chance, but look at my eyes, see a man, red like Reapers, look at me, better have to get in line. Animalistic, simplistic shit ain't gonna survive, not while I'm alive. Any chance, but look at my eyes, see a man, red like Reapers, look at me, better have to get in line. Bring Reaper me a take, see the lights when I ignite, mate. Choices my missions in the middle of the night, and despite what you might like to think in the moonlight, you won't see me coming, give up the ghost, don't fight. Last sight is my sight, visit entered your torso. I can smell a morsel, a remorse, so I might contemplate and debate with your soul what to do. Your humanity, where I take you from this world. There's no going back, that's a fact, that's that. You could offer me a snack or a bag of smack. Never in between, but I don't mean that the scene is gonna change. Nothing on negotiating. The situation that you're facing is eternal damnation, force racing, but there's no escaping. Come with me, you don't have a choice. Captured your soul with the sound of my voice. Animalistic, simplistic shit ain't gonna survive, not while I'm alive. Any chance, but look at my eyes, see a man, red like Reapers, look at me, better have to get in line. Animalistic, simplistic shit ain't gonna survive, not while I'm alive. Any chance, but look at my eyes, see a man, red like Reapers, look at me, better have to get in line. I got a demonic symbiotic relationship with a mic. Every night I fight till the first light. The battle is over, but the war continues. So take a look around and see what others have been through. Endless struggle, drawn up by a creator, but those who write the stuff are psychopathic in nature. Brutality is rewarded, yet beauty is distorted. Souls are aborted. afford it. Devil didn't give you a receipt for your soul. Retail therapy, swallowed it whole. The young and the old, the weak and the healthy. Traded empathy for likes on a selfie. Likes on videos that show the worst of humanity. Laughing and joking about human tragedy. And I don't blame them, need it entertains them. Does them as distraction, so there's no reaction. Better yet, cause and effect when they see others suffer. They don't object, cause the first thought through the mind believes it isn't me. And that's something fundamentally wrong with society. Honestly, how can we say without this mate? The stories of murder and rape are pushed back to page 8. Celebrity gossip is a hot topic undercover.